welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla and I am the owner of I Can Make That But, which is a small business that I own where I crochet plushies and a bunch of other small accessories. So, hello. I'm so glad you're here. I know it's been a minute since I put up a video, but I am working on being better. I am about to start my fall/winter craft fair season, and so there's going to be a lot more opportunities for market prep vlogs and market vlogs themselves. So if any of that interests you, definitely hit the subscribe button and stay a while. It's fun here, I think. But so in today's video, I realized I never filmed a proper intro, which is why you're also going to see this outfit in my outro. But in this video today, I'm just going to go through some of the inventory I have. I haven't really had a true market since like July, and that was my only summer market I did. I did a bunch in the spring, so it's stuff that was left over from that market and what I've been prepping since. So this is just a little bit of what I have, and it helped me kind of plan where I wanted to go with all of my prepping. So if that interests you, definitely grab your own crochet project to work on or something else to do, and let's get into the video. Hello, we're back. It's been a little bit since my last clip, but basically it is Friday night. We're spending it like all the cool kids do and figuring out the inventory we currently have for the markets. As you can see, some of it is organized a little bit behind me, but I have to go through and count it. I'm also going to make a TikTok because I need to up that content as well. So this is two birds, one stone. So I have a market, or actually my market season starts in 2 weeks from tomorrow, and we'll have a market on the 14th of September, and then we'll have a 2-day market October 5th and 6th, and then I have another market on October 19th, and then it's November 30th, and then the week after, I think it's December 6th, don't quote me, 6th or 7th, whatever that first Saturday in December is our last market. So I don't know if you can tell from just the small preview behind me, I don't have enough to cover that. Now generally when I'm market prepping, I like to think of like my next 2 shows. To try and think to prep for all 5 is just like way too overwhelming. It's not going to go well. Sorry, I changed angles. But so I tend to not think of all 5 markets. I more want to think, okay, what do I want to bring to my first one, and then what do I want to bring to the second one in terms of numbers to prep, because also I never expect to fully sell out every show. That would be crazy. So I'll have things left over. So to think to say, okay, I want to have 10 cats at each of these markets, so I need 50 cats. That's not as plausible and as needed, because I might not sell all 10 at the first market, so then I'm already bringing like 5 to the next, so I would only need 5. So I kind of tend to prep in smaller groups, but still with the surplus on the back end, just so that I'm like prepared for if I do sell out, I am already a step ahead for that next market. One of the other things is I'm going to be doing my first 2-day market, and luckily it's only, I think, 6 hours the first day and 4 hours the second day, so it's not like a super intense 2 days, but it's still more time than I'm used to being at a market, so I have to definitely take that into consideration when running numbers. And the first one in this next season of markets, the town that I'm going to, I almost did sell out. I think I came home with like 5 plushies in the spring. So I want to make sure that my numbers are higher so that I can make sure that I am like more than prepared. Now, what I'll be going through today and checking is mostly plushies. I have a couple, you can see pumpkins behind me. So I have a couple acrylic type things. I have more like bags and stuff that are partially done off camera somewhere. I'm not gonna count those tonight because that will be a separate inventory situation. So yeah, so let's jump in. I'm excited to see what I have. Okay, so I'm gonna pull small sections as I go. I also have next to me, my computer where I keep a kind of a running tab of my inventory. Some things, I know you can't see it, I'll possibly, if I remember, to insert a screenshot right here. But basically, I break some things down by color. I think I'm gonna start breaking a couple more things down by color, just so I can keep a running tally. But I'm also making sure that what I have from the last time I did this, it still matches. And then also, I am like a visual person in terms of, especially when it comes to inventory, and like I use spreadsheets a lot. I love a spreadsheet. But the numbers on a spreadsheet in terms of what I physically have, it doesn't compute in my brain as easily, which is why I tend to lay everything out also, so I can physically like touch and see and kind of make that connection, if that makes sense. But we'll get started. So I have to start these 2 monsters. So I will from time to time make these monsters. I used to always have 3 with me, so I might make another one just to fill that trio vibe. I will put all of the patterns for what I use in the description box down below. It might end up being in a Google Doc if it's just too many patterns, but this was a free pattern on a blog, and it's pretty easy to do. It does require some sewing. The legs are crocheted into the body part, like the whole like body piece, and then the arms you separately do, but I believe you crochet them in. Yeah, you crochet them in, and then you have to sew on the horns and then the eye details. This is 2 separate pieces. So I have these guys. They're definitely big like attention like getters for me, because they're kind of unusual in terms of like you don't normally see them. They're really cute. They're huggable. They're a decent size too. So, and they're baby safe because this is all embroidered. So I'm definitely working on having more of my things be baby safe, or toddler safe also, because I do tend to use a lot of plastic eyes. But speaking of, my popping mushroom. So these are definitely one of my most popular items at markets. This guy, the pattern is an Etsy pattern, and it comes with 2 different patterns. It comes with one mushroom that's kind of similar to that like free mushy boy that's around a lot, and then one that's with these guys. So I currently have 5. I definitely need more. I definitely need green. But what I like about them, and how what's a big seller to people that come by my table, are that they're a quiet fidget. You can just kind of pop this up and down and it's not going anywhere. I do want to do a couple with embroidery eyes as opposed to safety eyes also, just because then it can be fully like good for like a 3 or even 4-year-old. So those are the popping mushrooms. So yeah, I have 6. I just can't count. I'm sorry, I have 6. I have a dark purple and then a lighter purple too. Then I have, so last market season I made these birds in acrylic, and they were like this big and they were really cute, but I had to charge $10 for them because they involved sewing, and they didn't necessarily like go super well because of the size and the price, and there were things on my table that were slightly like bigger in size that were like the same price or even in some cases cheaper, just because of the type of yarn I used. So I changed it and I went to a plushier yarn. This is, I think I used Parfait Chunky for all of these. So this is also a paid pattern on Etsy, and they're just these chubby penguins. I currently have 5. I was going for a lot of like rainbow vibes just because then I feel like I have like most of the colors covered, but I'll definitely need more of these. And these are super low sew. You could honestly make them no sew if you want to make it like a squishmallow type vibe, which I did. I used the same pattern and used a slightly bigger yarn and a bigger hook, and I made it, sold at my last market, but I made one and it ended up being probably a little bit bigger than my monster size, and it was very like squishmallowy like type vibe with this bird pattern. But it's the wings get sewed on and the feet get sewed on, and then you just embroider on the nose for the beak. But yes, so I have 5 of these, and then I have so far, because these like all disappeared off of my table, I used the Tank Turtle pattern also on Etsy and to make these guys. So I have 3 right now of all very similar color profiles, so we need to diversify a little bit here. But this is the Tank Turtle pattern. These I keep baby safe because I just put an embroidered black line for the eyes, and these do tend to stand on their own, which is nice for like display wise. And yeah, so I have 3 right now. I need a lot more than 3, I can tell you that. And last thing for this clip before I pull more things is my balloon dog is back. I haven't actually sold one of these yet. I've made 1 or 2 for presents. So this is a free pattern. I will put everything down below. Maybe I'll even put things on the screen. Imagine that. But it's basically you make it in one big line. It's just, I think it's like 11 different like circles, and then you do like small pieces in between, and then it teaches you how to twist it so that it turns it into the dog shape. So this does stand up by itself. I don't know if it will on my hand. Ooh. So just imagine it on a table, even better. It's super soft. There's no embroidery needed. I mean, you can obviously always add like eye details or whatever, but I feel like it doesn't really need it. And I end up using like the Caring cakes for these because this is acrylic. I said I had no acrylic, and here I am lying to you. Oh, the Tank Turtles I use Bernat. I do that so that it's just natural color changes, so I'm not actually ever changing my yarn. It's all just like melding in, and however it comes out is however it comes out. So I find it kind of fun because you have the different colors. You know the colors are going to go together, and you don't have to worry about color changing, which is nice. But yeah, so we'll pause there and then get some more. Okay, I have the next round of stuff. I also remembered to make the first part of my TikTok, so we're just crushing it all over the place here on this Friday night. So a couple one-off items. This one is a ghost that I made last year during my first fall market season. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't love this one. So it's going back out for the fall season and Halloween season, but I won't be making more of these. And then what I will be making more of, I just need more of the yarn, are chicken nuggets. This chicken nugget's so cute. Oh my gosh. There's something about these darn chicken nuggets that are just the cutest little things. People ask if they're potatoes. I will say sure. Whatever they want them to be, honestly. But they're so cute. But I'm out of this yarn, unfortunately. So I have to go to Joann's to get some more to make more. Because they do this is the only one I have left. And I just made it because during my spring market season, they all sold out. I don't even think I only did one market over the summer, and I don't even think I had any to bring. So I definitely need to make more of these little guys. In the same regard, I also need to make more pickles. I currently am completely out, so I have none to show. But I might have a picture, so maybe I'll put one there. We'll see. So those are just some random one-off things. And then we have bees. So bees are newer to my collection. I started bringing them out in the spring. This is a Crochet by Jenna tutorial. It's a YouTube tutorial. We are probably getting to the section where like a good 30% of my items are Crochet by Jenna patterns, but that's fine. I also had during the spring season, I had some rainbow ones too that I'm definitely going to do more of. These were really popular. I also made a couple, like, because this is Parfait Chunky. I also made, or is it? No, it's Parfait. It's the Brights one, so it's the more like chenille type. That's the kind it is. So I also made some in acrylics. They were smaller, and they were also very well received. So these guys definitely did sell out. I've been putting off bees for a little bit because they were really popular to make. I don't know how well they'll do in the fall, but people do really think they're cute. So I won't make as many as I had for the spring, but I'm still going to bring a decent amount. And also, if they don't sell during this fall season, I'll have them for the spring. Also, these guys are one of the featured items that are on my website right now that you can buy. So that link's in the description down below too. There's a couple of items that I have. The popping mushrooms, also there. So just in case you see anything that you think is cute, whatever. Alright, so I have 4 so far. We have the whales. So this is the all from Jade by Jade. Again, I'll link it. Instagram pattern that she has for the whales. She also has a sharp one similar. This is also Parfait Chunky. I have 5 right now. They're really not even that big. I don't know why I'm struggling so much to hold them all. I just held all 4 bees with ease. So these are super simple to make. There is a color change. It's minimal. I do use the 8mm plastic safety eyes for these. I could probably also embroider some eyes on these as well. They're pretty quick. This is one of my $5 items. My other $5 items are my mini octos. This was also a YouTube tutorial, and the tutorial I think had like little like ears. I just didn't do those, but it's all one piece, no sew. So I currently, and these usually sell very well because of the size they are. They're cute. So I need a lot more than what I currently have. I currently have 8. Yeah, no, that number needs to like quadruple. So I have a bunch of different colors right this second. So luckily both the whales and the octos don't take that much time, which is another reason why they're $5. And it's just nice to have something on your table that like when you're looking at all this cute stuff and the parents are like overwhelmed, they can be like, oh, well, this is $5. That's fine. On the other side, for $10, I sell the bigger versions. I also do make a bigger version than this. I don't know if I'm going to this market season. I think the 2 sizes are really enough. And I make these guys in all different colors as well. This is a Crochet by Jenna pattern. Here she is again. That there is a video tutorial for probably pretty far back now on her channel, but you can find it. So I currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 right now. So I will make more, but these will be a little bit lower, like when that, like closer to when it happens, because I'll definitely try to bulk up the $5 items more and the small turtles too. So yeah, my less than $10 items, I try to like really make sure I'm stocking up on enough, just so that, because those are the things that definitely go. I honestly would say anything like $20 and under, which is actually everything that I showed in this. I usually, for the bees, I usually charge like 12, I want to say. Jeez. The chicken nuggets are usually 12, the pickles are usually 12, the birds are usually 12. It's not that much sewing. The popping mushrooms are usually 12. A lot of my stuff is usually 12, is what I'm learning. I just feel like it's a good price to sit at, and people are willing to pay, and you do feel like you're making back with the amount of effort you put in. So we'll pause here and then pick it up in the next clip. Okay, we just reset a little bit, well, PTS, because I finished part 1 of the TikTok. I'll do part 2 with these plushies. So I have all the leftover plushies that will be in this clip, and then we will wrap with the acrylic stuff. I'm not going to put that in the TikTok, just again, if you ever cared about the behind the scenes, that's what we're doing. So the first thing of this part is I made something I never made before, and it turned out a lot bigger than I ever pictured, and that's this dinosaur. So it has a tail too. This guy, so this is my head and this is his head. It's about the same size. So he took a while. This was a free pattern on a blog, and I altered the color choices and this frill slightly because I was running out of the main dinosaur color, and even with the modifications I made, I still had to go to Joann's to get more, so that's fun. So I'm also going to be making some turtle shells in this color because I have more left over. This guy's probably one and done for me. I will put the pattern down below. It was a lot of sewing, but if you're into that kind of thing and big plushies, he was relatively like easy to make. Like the steps, nothing was like super difficult. It was just very time consuming. So yeah, so he's gonna probably be with me for most of this market season is my guess, but I'm going to make sure I display him in a place where everyone can see him so they at least come over. But yeah, so that's the big piece that I have currently. So yeah, we're just gonna set him to the side. Other popular things, this is actually, these are some of my best sellers over here now, what we have left, besides the mini octos. But first being the crayons. So the crayons the pattern came in a bundle of a bunch of like back to school supplies. The other school supplies, it is very cute, but I've definitely found that the crayons are the cutest, and they sell pretty well. So right now I have 5. Spoil that. And then for some reason this purple one's just bigger than the others. Make a regular size purple one. But they're very cute. They're very huggable. Teachers really like these for their classroom. I think most of the crayons I've sold at markets have gone to teachers. Some have gone to young children who have also very much liked them. I have at least one child come up to my table every market and try to color with it. Spoiler, it doesn't color, but it's very cute that it's always tried. So I have 5 right now. I tend to like to bring to a market between 6 and 8 crayons. So we'll see. I'll look also based on what colors have sold best to know what to make more of. I have to also look to see if I have a more like true blue, because that blue is kind of tealish, but I'll figure that out. Then another big bestseller for me are the axolotls. This is a Crochet by Jenna pattern. This is one that I paid for on her Etsy. I don't know if she has a YouTube tutorial for it. I don't think so for this kind. They're very cute. I make these with Parfait Chunky. These I make usually with the Parfait Brights, or Premier Brights, the chenille kind, and then the Dinosaur was Bernat. I think I've been really bad at telling you what I've used for everything. So if I didn't tell you something, just comment down below. I'll answer it. Here's some of the Dinosaur color shown again in this one. But these guys, they're really cute. If you are confused as to why axolotls are so popular right now in the game Minecraft, they apparently are there. They're also obviously real animals. Now, what I do find funny is that the famous thing to know about axolotls is that they smile. And I just don't put smiles on mine, but they still sell really well. So maybe one day I'll put smiles, but for now. So I'm struggling to hold all of them, but I currently have 7. I have basically a rainbow set. I will probably try to double this before the next market, just so that I have them, because they are pretty popular, and it depends on the market what color goes, because you really, I mean, yes, for the crayons I'll look up for the colors that went, but for these guys it's all over the place. So it just depends who comes through. So then I also jumped on the trend of the Loaf Cats, because how could you not? They are adorable. This is the Annie, is it Caraway Art? Again, it's down below. On Etsy, this is the pattern that like blew up, went viral everywhere. All your favorite crochet YouTubers were doing it. I did it too, and they sell really well. I like these a lot because I always wanted a cat pattern, and all the cat patterns I had found I didn't love, or they like used like a lot of sewing. This guy, he literally, it's all one round, or all one round, it's all one piece, that's it. The ears are during the round, the feet are bobble stitches during the round. The only piece you actually sew on is the tail, and it's not anything hard. And then I do put safety eyes for this guy, and then I do the embroidery before I start stuffing or anything. I do it when it tells you in the pattern, because I found that works. I currently have 6 of these guys. And then the last thing for this part is new, and I'm so excited. So this was another trend that I saw all over Instagram, and it's the Joella Crafts the Squish Stress Balls pattern that I bought, I think, on her website. Again, links all down below. Make sure you click them because they're all wonderful patterns. But oh my gosh. So first of all, this alone, adorable, right? Stress ball, love it. But then, burp. Oh my gosh, it kills me every time. So in this pattern, there is a recommended stress ball to like pack to get from Amazon. So I bought that exact pack because I figured that the pattern was based on that, and it was. And so they're all different colors, but they're filled with like a flower consistency. So like you can kind of see like it is blue, but then when it gets bigger, it's white because of the flower inside. But you basically, it's these things take like no time to make, which is also wonderful. It's why I have 8 of them, and I just got the pack of the stress balls to do it like 2 days ago. And so they're so easy to make, and then you just put the stress ball in. That's honestly the hardest part, is getting the stress ball into the blob. But once it's in, you then finish off the round. I do put eyes, and I do put a little bit of polyfill behind the eyes just so that there's less chance of it popping it. Obviously these will come with a disclaimer on my table that like, hey, things could break, like just like there's a disclaimer on my table about safety eyes in general. What I did find is the amount of polyfill I put in is very little, but it does throw off the rounds just slightly, where I put an extra round of 12 single crochets after I do that initial decrease, just to make sure I'm like covering the ball in its entirety, just so that I'm fully covering it. So yeah, you might be able to see there. I've like matched the color of the stress ball there. You can kind of see the purple a little bit better there, to the color yarn I'm using, and I'm using Parfait Chunky for like all of these, I think. So, and I think it's like a 4.5 hook. So definitely, I don't know how these will sell yet, but every single person I've shown them to have immediately squealed and wanted to pick it up and wanted to play with it. So I think that's a good sign. So that's all I have for actual plushies. So hang tight, and then we'll do pumpkins and flowers. Okay, for this last round of stuff, we have acrylic slash plant items. So there's 2, spoiler, like multiples of them, but like 2 main categories. But the first thing I have are these hanging flowers. So these are pretty much the consistent flowers I bring. I know that in the spring I was making flowers to make bouquets, and that was great. I still 100% recommend those patterns by Sierra Stitches. They were wonderful, but it was a lot of work, and at least in my area they didn't do as well. I know crochet flowers do really well a lot of places, and I just don't know, I don't think I was presenting them right. I still have some, and I will put them out for my fall markets also. I'm not necessarily making any more of that type. But what did sell really well were these hanging ones that you can also put like around, like they're made really to put around your rear view mirror in your car. The leaves go up and down, so it's adjustable, so you can adjust the size of this round. These are also on my website. But this pattern was a free blog that I will link down below. The only thing I don't do is that they have like sometimes like a stamen inside. I don't really put that because it's extra sewing that I feel like it doesn't really need. So I have these in a bunch of different colors. I have another one in pink. Pink is really popular. I have purple, and this is all acrylic. I think for most of this I use the Big Twist brand. This uses, I have this blue. This uses like a 2.5 millimeter hook, which is by far the smallest hook I use, and so I sometimes take a break between making these. Then I have a multi-colored one with pink and purple, and then I have a multicolored with all 4 different colors just for fun. So I will probably make a couple more of these to bring. I have for a display thing one of those like necklace holder stands that I actually will hang these on, and it works out quite nicely. I also will then use part of it for the scrunchies, which I don't have down here, because scrunchies I just kind of make in between everything else. So what I have is great. I don't necessarily prep scrunchies for numbers. And then the other big thing, especially because I will have 3 markets where these are particularly relevant, are pumpkins. So I only had 4 left over from last year. So those are my only completely done ones right now. So I have this like normal looking one in acrylic. I have one that I did in Parfait Chunky. And then I have 2 with that I used the cinnamon Karen roll, the multicolored roll last year. I actually had quite a few of these kinds, and I just happen to have 2 left. So those are my pumpkins that are completely done. Then I have pumpkins in various states of doneness. I have these 2 guys that this one's been a little bit, it's really gotten flat. I did that by sewing and I forgot how flat I made it, but I've also been putting this on top of this, so I might sew these 2 together and then just make one stem because I like the look of that. But I have these potentially 2, potentially 1 pumpkin out of acrylic. This is, I think this is Red Heart. I don't know that for sure. This pumpkin pattern I use is a YouTube tutorial that I will link down below. And then I have what I call pumpkin guts, where I've done the main crocheting of these pumpkins minus the stems, and so they just need to be like fluffed or stuffed and sewn together. But I have a couple more of the Red Heart color. I do modify this pattern slightly when I want to change the size of the pumpkins. I have a Parfait Chunky one that I just finished tonight. I have one with like, I don't know what kind this is, but it's like almost like a wall type. I have a 2-toned one with that same wall type, and then like a cream like Parfait Chunky, and then I have, maybe this might be Sweet Snuggles, and then this is the same kind of vibe but all white. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pumpkin guts, then 2 that are almost pumpkins, so it's 8, and then 4 done, that's 12. I need a lot more to make a pumpkin patch because generally I have like a whole section of my tent that is pumpkins just so that people can kind of mix and match. Generally, if people buy 1 pumpkin, they're buying more than 1 pumpkin, is what I found. And then like, I think all 3 that are my next ones are all outside, which means that I will have my pop-up tent, which means I have a little bit more flexibility with how I put the inside, which is nice. So there will definitely be like a pumpkin display. But the nice thing about this pumpkin pattern is I have, at least for the guts of it, in my head. So I usually have in my bag one of these going, because then there'll just be a day where I sit down and I make all of these actually pumpkins because they're probably going to need their own container. But with that, that is my current inventory. This is really turning into just one video, potentially. We're gonna see. This was gonna be like a week in my life, but now, like with market prepping, but now, just for where we are in time, it's Labor Day weekend. It might just be like what I do over Labor Day weekend, or if that's too long, it might just be a little bit shorter because I have rambled so much. I've had to take like water breaks because my mouth is dry. I don't know how people do this. I'm going to spend the rest of my night kind of going through and making some goals number-wise for myself, so I can realistically see what I still need to crochet, what needs to be a priority, how I'm going to spend these next 14 days. Like, if I brought all of this to a market with the pumpkins being done, and then like I said, I do have a couple of like bags and like stuff upstairs. I don't think it would be bad, but this is not near the amount of inventory that I want to bring, and we have 2 more weeks. So, and I have to keep telling myself that after the first market, I then have like at least 2 weeks before the 2-day market. So I don't have, like, I need to put pressure on myself in terms of like I do need to crochet more, but if I want to look at just the next market for like priority stuff, I do have the time to additionally prep, if that makes sense. So yeah, so I will check back in with you probably tomorrow for either an outro if I've decided this is going on way too long, or to find out what I'm doing on Saturday. So see you then. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that my inventory gave a couple of ideas of what you might want to do for your next markets. Like I said, I will definitely link all the patterns and information down below in the description box. And yes, so we are fully now into fall and winter craft markets. So I've been prepping a ton more this weekend. I will definitely be bringing more of market prep vlogs. My first market is in 2 weeks, so I'm hoping to put together an actual market day vlog for that. So definitely stick around, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and if you have any questions, comment them down below. But thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!